All right, we're going to do a really basic penny race, water droplet on a penny race to look at some of the properties of water. While we're doing this, I want you to be making as many observations as you can about what you are observing. So we're going to start by just putting 10 drops on each of the pennies. Let's start there. All right, 10 drops of just water. All right, you can start with some observations. And a drop for some things, for some purposes, is a specific amount. So we don't want the drop to touch the water. We want it to actually land on the water. That way we get a full amount of the drop. If we had touched it, it draws it in. We'll learn about that, or we can even do that here at the end. I'm going to add about 5 more drops to each penny. All right, we've added 5 drops of water to each of the pennies. We can make a few more observations about what they look like. You should see a dome shape. All right, what we're going to do now is just to one of the pennies, the penny on the right, we're going to add 1 drop of oil. So 1 full drop of oil, and observe what happens. We're going to add 1 more. And what did you observe in that? And we can go through, we can test this other side by adding 2 more drops of water and see if we would have seen the same thing here. So we're adding 2 more drops of water. 2. Right. So we've added a total of 17 drops. To the penny on the right, the last 2 drops were oil, and the penny on the left has 17 drops of just water. We can even test that experiment again. Before I do that, I want to show you what will happen if I touch the drop to the penny and why that's important not to do. So you can see that it will pull it, and we don't really know how much water it pulled out. But when we drop a drop, it's almost always the same portion. But if I touch it to it, it's gone. It might be a half of a drop or a fraction of a drop. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to add a drop of oil to this penny that we hadn't before. And what do we observe when we add that oil?